my husband.
You invite people over to our house and.
My husband, Albert Wells Petibone.
You said you're going to have a couple of people over.
And a couple more.
And a couple more, and a couple more. Well, welcome to our backyard, our humble backyard here in La Crosse. Glad you could come over. Don't know if I'm going to share or have enough sherry to share.
Yeah, we don't have enough sherry to share.
Oh, Cordelia. We were just sitting here reminiscing about all the things that we've seen change here in the city of La Crosse during our years here.
Since we came here from Vermont, there's been so many changes.
It was just, I mean, virgin area here. You don't know about the fact that we took so much timber from this area, but I was just admiring a couple more of the trees here, thinking, wow, how they've grown into such magnificent structures. Trees. But, our trip from Vermont...
Mr. Businessman, always Mr. Businessman.
Well, you guys, we met in Vermont. We both went to college there, and
yes, I was one of the first graduates from Holyoke.
Okay, but we met in Vermont, but she wouldn't come out west with me originally, so I came out here. And I saw La Crosse and
went all the way to California. Of course, I wasn't going to go to California.
I fell in love with this area. But my first job was down in Hannibal, Missouri. I think maybe you guys have heard of it. There's some loudmouth person that is really quick with his wit. It's from Hannibal, Missouri, but we won't talk about him. But I met up with Gideon Hickson down in Hannibal, Missouri. And I ran his mill down there, and I learned the milling business down there. And I thought, I remember an area that had such gorgeous woodlands, forests everywhere you go, and it was such prime wood. I came up here and brought my lovely wife up here after going back and snatching
Hannibal,
her.
I can move to Hannibal.
Well, I can understand that, but we come up here to La Crosse, and it was a pretty rowdy river town at that point in time, and you'd almost say it was lawless. And established mills here. There was one we put it on an island on the Black River there, across from this little encampment called on Alaska. And then I had another one down in Illinois, and I had another one in
Illinois.
Yeah, and then I had another one somewhere. I can't remember. I had 5 mills where I was working, including the one down in Hannibal, Missouri.
That was your main one, wasn't it, dear?
We were producing lumber to build towns as the westward expansion. And then when the Civil War broke out, I was supplying, very proudly I'll have you know, I was supplying the Union with its timber that it needed for wagons and for gun carriages. These people down in the South, they had no respect for our equipment. They'd blow it up. They'd steal it. So our Union troops had definite need for my timber.
Good business, dear.
Absolutely. Well, another good business was the fact that we built all our towns with wood, and unfortunately, we would have
fires,
and they would just wipe out sections of the town.
Oh, big fires.
Oh, we had so many fires in the city of La Crosse, but we rebuilt with wood, my timber. You know what? I also supplied the timber for the ladders the fire departments used, and the timbers for the buckets. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a businessman, but that one big fire in '62.
Oh, when you were mayor there for 2-3 years?
That was a headache.
We had that big fire.
People still blame me that we didn't have enough insurance on those buildings.
Well, $70,000 worth of losses, only $10,000 in insurance, dear.
Well, it's 17 buildings, but Levy owned them all.
Levy
owned them all.
That's true.
From 2nd Street, Pearl Street, down to the river. That was a building that
started in the Augusta House, didn't it?
The Augusta House.
Yeah,
that was that
house.
Yeah, 4 stories high. We'd built it. 4 stories, and it was full that night.
Oh yeah.
All those guests lost all their property. Everything they owned was in that rooming house when I went
But no lives.
No, we didn't lose anybody. But in a half hour, that building was rubble. Nothing.
Oh, just down.
We realized that we needed to have, firefighting equipment, and we'd heard about pumpers earlier, where you could hand pump the water, and everything from the river is uphill. So instead instead of the bucket brigades, we used to fight fires with bucket brigades, lines of people. People from the river would hand the buckets full of water, and then people going back to, smart ones were in the line going back to the river, lighter buckets. But we heard that there was going to be this new thing, a pumper truck, where you could actually put a hose in the water, suck the water out of the river to this pumper contraption with people pumping the bars on the side, and you could shoot the water to the tops of the buildings, even 4 stories high. Imagine that.
So you ordered one?
Yeah, we got the city council together. We got enough money together. We had the first fireman's ball and ordered this pumper truck from out in New York City. And we waited.
And waited.
And waited. And finally we sent a couple guys to find out where was our fire truck we had ordered. Still burns me up to this day.
Oh, yes.
We found our fire truck in Watertown. Watertown had eventually told the manufacturer they needed a fire truck too, and they paid them a little bit more money than we did, so the fire truck ended up in Watertown. So we got the council together, we ordered another fire truck, and this time here we had it shipped up the Mississippi River. When it got here, remember that day when we all went down there?
Beautiful day. Everybody's down at the docks to see the new fire truck.
It was amazing. All the citizens